looks like the rain could start any second. I think I actually just missed it because people are walking around with their umbrellas. And what did I read today? How about this one? As you know, in terms of flying drones, it's so over the top in terms of the regulations in a lot of places. How about this one? It was kind of interesting where I guess somebody got permission from the event organizer to use the drone, but I guess he broke laws in general. So because of that, I guess the person was, quote, punished, if that's what you want to say. This one says, case against Mumbai man for using drone without permission. A man was booked for allegedly using a drone without authorization to video shoot a cricket tournament held in Dharavi in Mumbai, a police official said on Saturday. The tournament, Christian Dharavi Premier League, was held on Friday at the RPF ground, and the drone flight was noticed by one of the residents who alerted police. As it says here, quote, the man was asked by the tournament organizers to video shoot the event and also take photographs. However, without taking official permission, he flew a drone for the purpose. He has been booked under IPC Section 188 for disobeying an official order. He has been served a notice but has not been arrested, the official said. Mumbai police had recently issued an order restricting the flying of drones in the city. Yeah, so imagine that. You're just capturing the event is perfectly okay for you to use your cameras and so forth. As soon as you bring the drone out, it's a completely different story, and you have members of the public, I guess, freaking out over it too, to do that reporting and all that. I mean, it's just crazy overall, isn't it? But there's so many people who promote things to be the way it is, like in these cases. I don't know, do people not sit there and realize, okay, maybe there's something wrong with this? The guy's just capturing footage of the event, the organizer was okay with it and all that. And when I thought actually about people using drones, a lot of people nowadays, such as media organizations, use it to document the situation. And there are, again, a lot of people where if they see the person is using a drone, then they freak out, for example. So this was kind of a fascinating read. This one says the realities of drone journalism. Advancements in drone technology have provided journalists with an unparalleled tool to capture stunning aerial footage and offer unique perspectives on various subjects. However, despite strict adherence to legal guidelines and comprehensive safety measures, drone operators often face misunderstandings and hostility from the public. So I suppose this person posts their recordings and stuff online, and as you know, when you do that, there's so many people who quote drone police other people, and this guy sounds like he took it to the extreme, like the commenter and stuff like that. This one says, the following exchange from my TikTok account illustrate the typical frustrations encountered when dealing with responses to legal drone work. In my experience, even when following all legal requirements, I frequently receive messages accusing me of illegal activities or questioning the ethics of my work. For instance, in one exchange, a rather angry user named John Paul labeled my video as, quote, treasonous, and insisted I take them down despite my compliance with all relevant regulations. Saying, quote, take down this treasonous video, he said, making up a word. John Paul's repeated insistence on meeting face-to-face to discuss my, quote, treasonous vids was also odd. Hope you're from close by. I'd like a face-to-face chat about your treasonous vids. Additionally, in the comment section of my videos, viewers often claim that filming with a drone is illegal, which is not the case when conducted under proper guidelines. These misconceptions stem from a lack of awareness about the regulations governing drone operations and, in this case, an apparent childish need to threaten someone on the internet. I suppose this sort of says more about the person commenting. Could they think I'm an auditor? Who knows? This exchange and others like them highlight the misunderstandings and aggressions that can arise from public misperception, often culminating in unwarranted threats and insults directed at drone operators. Many people seem to assume that I am conducting my work illegally and broadcasting an illegal act to hundreds of thousands of people, which is an absurd position. It's a fascinating topic overall, and what I was thinking actually, because in this article, the person talks a lot about how it's misconceptions, like a lot of people think you're doing something illegal when you're not, which is why they react that way. I think what this doesn't dive into is how, I don't think that's the case actually, where it's just misconceptions. I think it's, in many ways, if it's the right word to say it, maybe someone else can think of a better one. I think it's jealousy. Because when people see other people capturing something spectacular or very historical in this manner, they get really jealous and obsessed on the fact that someone else captured it and they didn't. So they try to use, for example, things like laws and all that to suppress others, which is why I often say, Was the person actually doing anything wrong? Was it harmful, for example? Or are you just doing that because you don't like them publishing their work in that way? I think the best example I can think of in this case is, you remember that crazy guy, for example, where I captured that video of the eagle crashing into the water and catching the fish. I was so far away, it's like a bird's eye view. But this guy's trying to tell me like, oh, you know, I was quote harassing the eagle, I should take the video down and so forth. Kind of like this person here, I guess, in this article, that commenter. And ultimately, from just observations, when you put it in the facts and all that, he's basically jealous, in my opinion, with the fact that I captured that. But the fact that there are people like that, in my opinion, that try to take other people down in order to bring themselves out, I don't know, that is kind of sad, isn't it, overall? It's kind of like the other topic I mentioned before. I know a lot of people, they're quick to blame things like mainstream media and all that for constantly showing negative news about, let's just say, someone operating a drone. But in my opinion, it's people like that. They go around drone policing other people, potentially threatening them and so forth. Like, what do you do when you actually see that? Do you just sit by and say, okay, whatever, not my problem, like that type of thing? There's probably so many people like that too, that scare people who are doing absolutely nothing wrong. And in my opinion, as I mentioned before, you need those types of works to get out there so people can start seeing it and say, wait, there's nothing wrong with this, what's going on? Hey, why is this so over the top? In my opinion, you need that. That's the only way, because the mass majority of people judge things emotionally, not rationally. And the less work, in my opinion, that you see out there, I guess the less odds you have of being able to show everyone like, hey, this needs to change. Okay, is that technically a rat or a mouse? Either way, that's a different type of sight, huh? All right, see you guys later.